Hi, good afternoon all. Those who don't know me, my name is Milind. I know most of you, and I take care of technology at Ayekart. And when I say I take care of it, I'm just trying to build it, and it's a continuous process that I'm part of it. So let's start. Yeah. So it's a very busy slide. There's basically nothing but Ayekart we are trying to put in one particular image. Is the technological stack of Ayekart. If you just want to read this, this is how we scale from the tech perspective. We have blockchain, machine learning, and the AES encryption as backbone of our system, and API gateways, databases, and the front ends, and the other ancillaries like infra backups on the y-axis. So what this says, this is basically about all the functionalities that are there. For example, invoice generation is part of the API gateway that comes from a front end, that is the mobile app or a web app. I'm sorry, I might speak Latin, Spanish, or whatever you feel like, but if you feel that there is something that you want to ask me, please feel free. So invoice generation, for that matter, it comes from any API that is handled by the agent. What it means is, जब एक मर्चेंट कोई इनवॉइस क्रिएट करता है, वो अपने मोबाइल ऐप से एक बटन क्लिक करता है, उसके थ्रू एक एपीआई मतलब एक बैकएंड सर्वर पे जाता है, जहाँ पे सारे कैलकुलेशंस होके जीएसटी, उसके प्रोडक्ट्स ऐड होके उसके पास एक रीडेबल फॉर्म में पीडीएफ आ जाता है. All this process is part of a front end and back end operations. So we have invoice generation part of it, LOCs. The traceability which will be demonstrated in the iKrishi screen, inventory management, order management, rewards and redemptions, barcode scanners, the other hisab parts like credit debit management, staff management, referrals, all of that. I will not take you through all of this. The crux is we do all of that just ये हम लोग इसलिए दिखाते हैं कि हम लोग आपको पता चले कि हम लोग कितना काम कर रहे हैं इन द टेक टीम. That's it. So बार-बार जब हमको कहा जाता है कि टेक टीम is not working, this is what we do. This is our tech stack, and this is it. Next slide. So again, can't explain this. Just to tell you, हम लोग उस टेक स्टैक पे काम कर रहे हैं जिस पे Uber काम करता है आज के डेट में. I'm not hosting it, but we use something called Golang, which is Google's language, which is used by Uber and other scalable companies. Be rest assured, हम लोग to save server bills or to save the infra and to scale in future, we are using this feature that is Go, PostgreSQL, and TensorFlow for image processing and all. Image processing for the product images that are there. And then there are third-party services we use. We use Sendinblue for our email services. We use SMS notification. For notification, we use FCM. For location, we use Google APIs. We missed in this slide is which we recently introduced is WhatsApp APIs. We also have our DigitalOcean as our cloud partner. And for front end, Android is native Java. iOS is again native. Web client is React.js. This is just I'm just telling you. But and this is something which is important. Local device DB. ये भी मैं आपको थोड़ी देर में बताऊंगा कि हम लोग इसका कैसे यूज कर रहे हैं. This is a very recently launched feature in last week. Next one. So some of the best practices that we use here is basically we use continuous integration. So आप जब कोड लिखते हो तुरंत डिप्लॉय हो जाता है. Test coverage है. So you don't need an outside testers to test it though. बहुत सारे बग्स हमें ऑपरेशन टीम से आ ही जाते हैं. क्लीन कोड सो दैट अगर हमारा कोई डेवलपर यहाँ से छोड़ के कोई दूसरा डेवलपर आ जाता है तो उसको कोड रीड करने में आसानी होती है. वी यूज द बेस्ट सिक्योरिटी राइट नाउ. वी यूज 256-bit AES encryption which is asymmetric. The keys are changed almost every 18th day. That's the frequency that we have kept, not to get rid of any hackers and all, but to ensure that the platform is not slowed. At the same time, the security is maintained. We use TLS 1.2. All the calls are HTTPS. SSL is there, and we also use the code association. And for transactional data, we use BES encryption. For alerts and service, we use Fabric and PagerDuty. Go ahead. Yeah, so what Dattaji was saying in his session that currently आज काम ऐसे होता है कि ऑप्स टीम से कोई रिक्वेस्ट आता है एंड वी जस्ट पिक इट अप रन विद इट कोड करके डिप्लॉय करके हम लोग बता देते हैं कि दिस फीचर इज डेवलप्ड नाउ दैट थिंग इज गोइंग टू गो ऑफ दैट डज नॉट मीन योर टेस्ट विल बी स्लो डाउन इट इज जस्ट दैट देयर विल बी सम स्ट्रक्चर दैट वी आर बिल्डिंग अ चेंज अप्रूवल बॉडी CAB जिसको कहते हैं जिसके थ्रू एनी चेंज दैट हैज टू गो ऑन एनी प्लेटफॉर्म will undergo certain processes will be this will be there on the workflow से आप उसको raise कर सकते हो demand आएगा to the relevant approvers, they will approve it, they will put their comments and they will also put the release cycle so that the priorities are maintained. So this is something we are working on and most likely this will be live by 15th of May. Next. Yeah, so now I will take you through some of the work that we have already done. So the way this presentation is structured is I will take you through the recap. I will take you through some hidden gems जो आपको शायद से पता भी हो ना पता हो, but that are there in the platform. And then I will take you through the roadmap that is there. So as we know that Ayekart business is live.
Doesn't have WhatsApp in that.
We have all the basic functionalities that are there. You can see here. That is merchant onboarding, KYC verification, access control there. पहले 3 ही रोल थे, distributor, retailer and manufacturer. आज की डेट में 11 रोल्स हैं. Different VLEs, FPOs, all of them are part of it. So that access control there is maintained so that only specific group can see the product of other roles. So this is very strictly maintained here. Next is the shop or wherein the person can make the purchases through our SCA platform. And next is managed businesses wherein they can manage their business, they can manage their delivery fees, they can manage their staff, they can manage everything through that single window. And last is order management, plain vanilla e-commerce. Next. इसमें कुछ ये भी आपको पता ही है. I've taken you through all multiple times. Ayekart Hisab basically is our daily business management app which can be used by any businesses. We have created to collect and to pay management there. You can generate invoices, generate bills. You can manage your inventory and you can manage your staff. Right. Next, Ayekart Consumer basically again it's a e-commerce. We have 2 different ways, hyperlocal and long distance deliveries, wherein we have integrated the logistics, that is ShipRocket. So now we can ship to around 26,000 odd pin codes from anywhere. So our merchants, our retailers, those who post products on Ayekart Business, they are visible on Ayekart Consumer. Now, what is hyperlocal? Basically, if the consumer is specifically in a pin code, then they can see those products only in that pin code. And long distance products are for everyone in the pan India. So अगर मैंने आज ऐप डाउनलोड किया यहाँ पे और मैं यहाँ पे कोई मेरा रिटेलर अवेलेबल नहीं है, फिर भी मुझे वो प्रोडक्ट्स दिखेंगे जो हमारे मर्चेंट्स ने पैन इंडिया के लिए लिस्ट किए हुए हैं. We have 3 different modes of payment. Online payment है यहाँ पे with all the cards, net banking available, UPI and all. We have cash on delivery and last is the जो ट्रेडिशनल खाता बुक रहता है, जैसे आप किसी भी मर्चेंट को क्रेडिट रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. देयर इज अ वर्कफ्लो दैट स्टार्ट्स wherein the customer can ask for a particular amount in credit and that amount gets approved and that is done. Last but not least is scan and pay. If you go to Ayekart affiliated shop, you can just pick up the goods. You have to tell the shopkeeper, otherwise he might send you in prison for shoplifting. But you can take the goods, you can scan those and just bill it, pay online or give him cash and just get going. So this is a feature which can avoid long-standing queues in many small and medium-sized supermarkets. Yeah. So Ayekart Mitra, we all use here Ayekart Mitra. Ayekart Mitra is our assistant app. There are 2 roles, supervisor and salesperson. This is our internal app wherein you can onboard a merchant, you can place an order. All the FSEs or promoters that we have, they can be tracked from single window. We also have made a God's view through which our senior management can track everyone who has installed Ayekart Mitra with a salesperson login. जिसने supervisor किया है उसको नहीं track करेंगे, but so the salesperson. Last time. And basically, Ayekart Mitra is flexible. It is not shown that on our front end we have visibility and flexibility to add partners. So अगर किसी को as a partner onboard करना है, तो with a partner code they can use Mitra for their own transaction under Ayekart. So Ayekart workflow basically we all use day in and day out. So I have not put any text that Ayekart workflow has 3 different roles: admin, finance, and operations. This is used basically for track for admin. They can use to approve any order. They can use to check the settlements, and they have the God's view basically. They can check each and every order that is going. For operations, they can upload the documents that are required for the merchant. They can upload the documents that are required for every order and every transaction. Same goes with finance. Finance can create POs, invoices, and BOs. So Ayekart dashboard, I think we all use it, but still there are certain reports that we might not be aware. So we again have their layers there. So एक merchant को भी हम लोग Ayekart dashboard का access दे सकते हैं. Who's in that particular pin code? अगर आपको देना है किसी को, please get in touch. We will get it arranged. So specific pin code का ही उसको access मिल जाएगा. Second is we have aggregated report as well as per transaction report. So एक CXO dashboard बना है जहाँ पे आप सारे reports aggregated level पे देख सकते हो, and दूसरा है जहाँ पे आप सारे transactional level पे देख सकते हो for all the apps. And you can download all the reports to Excel. Some key reports that are there: merchant acquisition, all the roles, उसके daily, weekly, and monthly reports are there. Reward campaign, which is not heavily used feature of Ayekart business, but all the rewards that are reward campaigns that are created, they can be tracked through the dashboard. उसका एक part workflow पे भी है जहाँ से हम लोग उसको approve कर सकते हैं for the merchants. Next is transaction of all apps. Calling report, basically the question is that so we follow a practice wherein हमारे कुछ हमारे जो employees हैं, some of the employees they call our merchants on D-1 basis. So अगर आज मैं देख रहा हूँ तो कल जितने भी merchants onboard हुए हैं उनको sign कर लेते हैं and they ask some specific questionnaire. उसके वो questions record कर लेते हैं, उसका भी एक analytics रन होता है. So that is also part of it. And FSC and promoter report because that helps the thing out. Next one. Now let's talk about hidden gems. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि ये छुपाया हुआ फीचर है, ये उधर ही है बट आपको शायद से ये पता नहीं होगा. Basically WhatsApp notification. How many of us know that WhatsApp notification can be used to accept an order? You know. I thought the camera guy just raised his hand.
He must be accepting.
Yeah, he might be accepting. So
yeah, our business team is doing through our workflow only, no? So WhatsApp is
merchants कर सकते हैं, merchants के लिए. So every time an order is placed to a merchant, he gets a WhatsApp message. Now we have also done SMS as part of it. उसमें एक link जाता है, उसके through accept or reject order कर सकते हैं. So let's try to pass this message down to our team and say that this can be done. It's very easy to do that. Next is bulk upload, bulk product upload. ये आपसे ये आया हुआ feature था जहाँ से आप एक ही screen में से सारे product को multiple update करके ये कर सकते हो. Reward campaign, you can create a reward campaign. Now reward campaign is so flexible. Any merchant can create a reward program for his users, retailer for the customers, end customers. जहाँ से पहले transaction पे can set a reward coin that can be given to that particular customer. He can also specify what is the billed amount in the range like 10,000 to 50,000. Just a hypothetical range. बिल करेगा तो 10,000 to 50,000, he will get X reward points. Then on redemption, he can put a logic that every reward point can be redeemed at say X value, and that all gets calculated at the end of his invoice and will be reduced from his bill. So this is a feature which will be completely run by the merchant. We don't take any part in it. We don't. उसमें लिखा भी है clearly. We do not. This particular reward program is completely subjected to your logic, but we do part in approving it and looking at if there is any revenue loss that is happening to the merchant. Next, but there are certain checks which are built in the system itself, so वो करने ही नहीं रहेगा, right? There are certain numbers beyond which it will not allow you. Next is managed business. Managed business में आप you can put for the retailer. This is a view for retailer. You can put a free delivery value कि कितना हो सकता है, वो पूरा flexible है. मान लीजिए उसको 200 रुपए रखना है, he can put it. उसको 500 रुपए रखना है, उसको 25 रुपए रखना है, above 500, he can put that. It is quite flexible, so retailer can manage his delivery fees by himself through this. Next is managed staff. ये basically उसके लिए है कि अगर आपके पास आपकी दुकान है and you also have staff who's managing the deliveries, right? So these staff can be added and they get access to the application only to the orders which the merchant has received, so that they can make changes in that particular order. That is there. Ayekart is basically a multilingual chatbot which is available right now, Hindi and English. So it also understands Hindi as a script and English as a script, but doesn't understand English yet. We are working on that. We are also adding other languages. Yeah. Next. This is the latest feature that we have added. So हमें complaint आती है कि अगर एक price merchant ने रखी है and I want to negotiate with him, will I be able to do that? So now there is a utility through which at the product addition you can check whether this is the price, like say 100 rupees, and I want it at 80 rupees. I can suggest that this is the price that I want this commodity for. Approve करना नहीं करना उसके हाथ में, but this is something he can request, and he will wait. But it's a asynchronous call. He'll wait till the merchant approves whether this price change is agreed to him or not. And once he agrees to it, the workflow is similar. He can. But also, the merchant, the seller can add image of the product. For example, I have a variant of a particular goods at 50 rupees, but I want it at 30 rupees. I have some other variant at 30 rupees. So I will upload an image and a note that for this price, this variant is available. For 30 rupees, I can give you this variant. So that is completely tracked. Next is logistic integration. So at the end of checkout, there is a logistic part which actually sends message to our logistic partner that this person is requesting logistic for getting this order done. So right now there are no APIs that are integrated. It works out of the system. But यहाँ पे आपको एक लिंक मिल जाएगा वो ट्रैक करने के लिए कि उसने कौन सा ट्रक भेजा है, कौन सा ड्राइवर है, वो कब से निकल चुका है. And our logistic partner has his GPS tracking जो अपने business app पे वो दिखेगा उसको. So that is also done. Next. Some of the hidden gems of Hisab. There are two things. We have synced Ayekart business and Ayekart Hisab. Ayekart Hisab से ही आप Ayekart business के order लगा सकते हो. और दूसरी बात यह है कि अगर एक आपको यही पता होगा कि अगर आप Ayekart business पे हो तो उसका यूजर Ayekart Hisab पे भी create हो सकता है. So we used to say that we are on same rails. Now we are actually on the same product. Front end भी same है, back end भी same है, database भी same है. In all the ways it is same. Staff में earlier you could not. There was no option to mark their backend readiness. Now that option is also added. The reporting has been changed. Soon the weekly and work-wise wages will be added. The business card creation. This is a useful feature for a retailer. अगर उसको business card create करना है, and they are going to create good to have features like this. Create their own flyers and they can share it on WhatsApp. So this will not have a direct impact on Hisab, but this will increase the stickiness to the app. So we are creating such gamified features also. Next. Partners portal. So this is the new thing that we have just launched. Partners portal basically is a completely different portal. It doesn't sit on workflow, it's outside, and it gives insight of each and every merchant. So for example, this is how it works. अगर हमारे पास कोई SCF केस है और हमें उसको, हमारे पास 10 पार्टनर्स हैं, XYZ, like there are 10 partners. Our ops team can now choose that there is a SCF case that I want to assign to these partners. The SCF partner now will get a notification on email as well as WhatsApp that this case has been sent as prospect to you. Do you like to check? उसमें उसको option, he will get the access to the partners portal and he can check the document as well as past order of that merchant. So वहाँ से वो call ले सकते हैं कि मुझे interest, and he can show the interest there itself, which will be then will go to our ops team and they will take it ahead. So this is what our partners portal is like. Some of the new features that we are going to develop. We are going to integrate NEFT, IMPS and RTGS payment on Ayekart business platform. We are going to soon add video KYCs on our platform. Basically, in this month and next month, there is a lot of work that will happen on content delivery network. What is a content delivery network? is यहाँ पे हम लोग आज के डेट में खाली images में ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, product images, ये image, वो image, documents का image. We don't have anything in the video part. So video KYCs as well as product videos is something we will be bullish on. Recurring order, this was a request from again ops team. So if there is a order that has to be, अगर रोज ही लगाना है या किसी एक frequency पे लगाना है तो आप यहाँ से लगा सकते हैं. So that is a feature that we are planning to add. For example, एक order 10 चीजों में बांटना है तो आप उसको 10 इसमें करके रोज एक order लगता रहेगा automatically. You don't have to do anything. So that's a recurring order. Product videos, as I was saying, that ये आज तक खाली images पे चलता था, आज के डेट में product images भी आएंगे. This will go on Ayekart business as well as Ayekart consumer. On Ayekart Hisab, there are a lot of things that are happening. One is we are going to integrate with Tally. We have done a soft, small POC with Tally with the XML export and import. That has worked to an extent. We can understand the language, but Tally, to get this on our mobile platform, we need to do an API integration with them, and we are planning to get that done. And GST invoice, BBPS integration to enable our merchants where they can pay bills for their customers. So that is what we are planning to do. And last but not least, we are going to add a small supply chain finance request option in Hisab itself. So basically, trying to sync all these three apps into one. Yeah, so instead of showing it here, it's live there. Ayekart ka extension hai wo. That is, Ayekart Hisab is now available on the POS. Can you just turn this here?
Feature.
तो एक्चुअली Ayekart Hisab कोई भी बिलिंग प्लेटफॉर्म में, कोई भी रिटेल मर्चेंट के आउटलेट्स में, इंक्लूडिंग मर्चेंट्स POS में, is now portable.
Yeah, and no need to print. So I'm more excited about this. This is a printer that is coupled, not tightly coupled with Ayekart Hisab, but this can be used. This as a unit can be given to any merchant, wherein he can print bills, create and print bills through mobile phones also. So आज के डेट में बहुत बार मेरे पास मोबाइल फोन है, but मेरे पास printer नहीं है. So this is an add-on that we can give it to him, and this will be plug and play for many printers. ये हम लोगों ने भी 6-7 मैन्युफैक्चरर के साथ करके रखा है, but we will go ahead and we will write an adapter. So we will be asset light. We will not go and say that you have to procure hardware from us. You bring the hardware, you bring your own device, and we will ensure that Ayekart Hisab runs seamlessly.
On the Android POS piece, we are already speaking to few merchant acquirer like Worldline हो गया, EasyTap हो गया. They are coming tomorrow also. वो लोग के साथ हम लोग का डिस्कशन चल रहा है कि उन लोग के मर्चेंट POS में ही अगर ये हिसाब एप्लीकेशन इनबिल्ट हो जाए. So those are the things that is going around. और जो नए डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स है, आप कहीं भी बिग बाजार या कोई भी डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर्स को देख रहे हैं, तो कोई भी डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर में हम लोग वो सेट लगा सकते हैं, so that the entire system is coming into that set. Means उस सिस्टम के थ्रू आप अपना ऑर्डर डिलीवरीज भी आप प्लान कर सकते हो. You are able to plan your customer interactions like cataloging, and उसमें WhatsApp APIs जा रहा है. जिसके कारण उसी के थ्रू से आप इसको अपने नेबरहुड्स में भी डिस्पर्स कर सकते हो. सो इंफॉर्मेशन डिस्बर्समेंट, receipt of orders from the neighborhood, placing of orders to anybody, all including your accounting things, staff management, और ये भी means एक डैशबोर्ड से आप मल्टीपल शॉप्स को भी इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हो.
So it is multi-user, multi-businesses right now. So
अभी क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है ना कि those who are आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट रिटेलर्स एक्टिव साइट में those who are buying this POS machine, so it becomes compulsory कि उन्हीं का सॉफ्टवेयर ही वो यूज करेगा. और आई डोंट नो द कॉस्ट ऑफ दिस बट 55,000 से 60-70,000 तक दे इन्वेस्टेड for this small thing. So if the cost can be cut down and if you are able to link with Tally, so आपका बहुत बड़ा एक जो सेगमेंट है वो गवर्नमेंट ही हो जाएगा
बस उसी के लिए है और ये काफी कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है.
और अगर ऐसा कर दे रिटेलर के साथ सर कि आपको वन टाइम पैसा नहीं देना है,
ईएमआई ऑप्शन के लिए भी आ रहा है. जैसे हम लोग के साथ वर्ल्ड लाइन बोल रहा है, ये एप्लीकेशन हम लोग
या ऐसा बोले कि आप
और आप जिसको बोलो हम लोग डिस्प्ले
जैसे आप ऐसा बोल सकते हैं इतने का बिजनेस देंगे तो ये इस तरह से फ्री हो जाएगा.
सो उस तरीके से भी बातचीत चल रहा है. सो दैट इज
जैसे पॉस मशीन साथ में आती है ना, आज की डेट में सब जगह पे आप देखते हो मशीन जनरली किसी को बाय नहीं करनी पड़ती है. वो जैसे वन लाइन जैसी कंपनीज हैं वो सप्लाई करती है, इसका एक कुछ रेंटल भी लगता है उनको.
बस
तो सिमिलर मॉडल में ये भी
ये वर्ल्ड लाइन भी कल आ रहा है. सो दैट इज द मॉडल दैट वी आर डिस्कसिंग विद वर्ल्ड लाइन.
इतने प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं, खरीद के कहीं डस्ट पड़ रहा, यूज नहीं हो रहा, फिर टैली से लिंक नहीं हो रहा.
correct. So all of those problems will be resolved.
टैली एक्चुअली हमारा कॉम्पिटिटर है, बट क्या है टू एंटर द मार्केट वी हैव टू फर्स्ट पहले तो उनको हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर से जोड़े, फिर वो टैली को आउटडेट करके बोले कि जब आप इसी में काम कर रहे हो तो टैली क्यों यूज कर रहे हो, 90% तो काम इसी में हो रहा है, फिर टैली को डिस्कार्ड करो. बट टू रीच दैट स्टेज बिकॉज हमको बैलेंस शीट टैली बना के देता है, तो हम अभी तक बैलेंस शीट स्टेज पे नहीं पहुंचे, तो कुछ फीचर हमको आज भी उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट है. तो आज हम साथ में चल रहे हैं. टुमारो वी विल हैव अ स्टेज वेयर वी विल द पीपल यूजिंग हिसाब वुड नॉट नीड अ टैली सेपरेटली.
This can become a game changer.
Sure. Sorry for the interruption.
So sir, iKrishi gives the thought, and it's a work in progress. We are still building screens and we are working on the UI part of it. So there are 4 core features of iKrishi: product traceability, contract farming, and product traceability का कल लाइव डेमो में मैं दिखा दूंगा. जैसे हमारे एक पार्टनर आ रहे हैं, उनके साथ बैठ के लाइव डेमो को कल मिल जाएगा इसका. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग, जहाँ से आप अपना लैंड अगर लीज करना है, it's a moonshot basically. This particular feature I'm talking about, but it's a good to have feature in the current circumstances. Third is community. This will be in multi-language. ये prototype है और it's a wireframe, that's why it's in English. But community is basically you can post your problems to other farmers and gain knowledge from them. बहुत सारे लोग कर रहे हैं, but it is also a good to have feature. This is a game changer, sir. This is analytics for FPO. We were asking whether the iKrishi is only for farmers or FPO. This is for both. This is also a linker between iKrishi and Ayekart business, जहाँ से आप directly iKrishi से marketplace पे sell कर सकते हो, and you can get prospective buyers also. And you can also add your prospective buyer through Ayekart product traceability platform, जहाँ से वो देख सकता है कि आज की डेट में ये कहाँ पे चल रहा है, कौन से स्टेज पे है. The product producer can actually add all the images, and we also provide a camera solution जहाँ पे वो कैमरा वहाँ पे डिप्लॉय रहेगा, उसको कुछ नहीं करना है, images भी नहीं लेने. He doesn't need a smartphone. All the work that will be done by camera on a periodic basis, and it will be stored on our cloud. QR कोड बन जाएगा, QR कोड प्रोडक्ट पे लगेगा. आज की डेट में ये वाटरमेलन कहाँ से आई है, जुकीनी कहाँ से आई है, जो ऑर्गेनिक बोलते हैं या नहीं बोलते हैं, वो दिख पाएंगे. ये बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम है, और इसको हम लोग लिंक करेंगे बाद में ब्लॉकचेन के साथ to bring more traceability and trust in the system. So this is something actually personal level पे मैं बहुत बैंक कर रहा हूँ इस particular feature पे, and there are others also. Absolutely. This is again a moonshot, augmented reality. We have cracked a small part of this particular problem. जहाँ पे inventory management में क्या होता है ना कि आप किसी को बोलोगे कि 150 बिस्लेरीज हैं, 300 कोलगेट हैं, तो मैन्युअली डालने का कोई मजा नहीं है. This will change the game, जहाँ पे आप प्रोडक्ट का खाली कैमरा रखो सामने, वहाँ पे आपको AR will tell you that these many goods are there. It will also tell you whether if there is any carton that is damaged, only visibly इसमें, not on a larger scale, but at least prima facie एक count आ जाएगा कि ये है, and that will be added in the packet. And second is that this is also a problem जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने आज की डेट में भी हमारे Ayekart consumer में there are certain accessories and apparels, but उसका size का issue हो जाता है. So to get the size accurate, tentatively approximate accurate size of the person, we will use augmented reality. This is again a ये मैं सब लेके आया फ्लो चार्ट वगैरह फिर ये मैं मतलब बनता ही नहीं अगर मैं ऐसा कुछ डालूंगा नहीं तो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन ही नहीं बनता है कभी. So this is I have done with the help of Mr. Kushal Shah. So right now what we are doing, and I also discussed with Satish sir also in the moment, that most of our documents are getting uploaded on workflow as they come from the merchants, as they come from our team. Soon we will have a feature of reading those documents by the machine. So OCR will read the document, let it be bank statement, let it be any other document, and that data will be stored in our database as a metadata. उसको process करेंगे. Second thing, auto fetch of the document. Some of the documents we can directly get from a government site. So you also suggested many times. GST हो गया, ITS हो गया, bank statement. You were saying that we can also pull a bank statement. So that will be done. Third thing is data sampling. Now third and fourth basically is nothing but creating a machine learning algorithm to give a score of. This is a standard. ये जो मॉडल है ये 1968 से चल रहा है. ये मैं कुछ नहीं बना रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. मैं जब इसको रन करूँगा, the probability of default बहुत सारे वे से कर सकते हैं इसको. We will use the Alt10 Z-core method to score every merchant and every SCF case, as in what is the propensity of defaulting that case. And basis that we will also have some manual humans intervention in that to check and get the things ahead. So that's it. So again, this is a concept. We are already almost done with the first cut of this. What is blockchain? Basically, blockchain is nothing but मैं बहुत बार बोल चुका हूँ. इसे एक बार समझाता हूँ. जैसे अपना बैंक लेजर होता है. Blockchain is nothing but a bank ledger which is distributed amongst different computers. ब्लॉकचेन का फायदा क्या होता है कि अगर ब्लॉकचेन में आप कुछ लिखते हो तो उसको मिटा नहीं सकते. तो अगर आपको सिस्टम में ट्रस्ट लाना है, सिस्टम में कोई नहीं है पार्टनर्स के बीच में, बैंकर्स के बीच में, अपने इन्वेस्टर्स के बीच में, हाउ विल यू बिल्ड इट? So you will. That's why we are trying to build blockchain. ब्लॉकचेन हम लोग कैसे यूज करेंगे? जो हमारा एग्जिस्टिंग बेस डेटा है, Ayekart हिसाब, बिजनेस मित्रा और कंज्यूमर से क्रिएट किया हुआ, उसी को लिखते जाएंगे ब्लॉकचेन्स में. उसके ऊपर we will run some of the automated smart contracts, जो कुछ नहीं है, एक बिजनेस लॉजिक है, जिसका यूज क्या होगा? वन, ट्रेसेबिलिटी. जैसे अभी मैंने बताया कि ये पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट आया कहाँ से है, उसका एंड टू एंड लॉजिक वहाँ पे बना रहेगा और ट्रेसेस रहेंगे इंक्लूडिंग द टाइम स्टैम्प. कोई भी मिटा नहीं सकता उसको. ट्रांसपेरेंसी रहेगी. It will actually reduce the counterfeit goods from the market that we are trading in. I'm not saying from the larger market. Paperwork reduce हो जाएगा. Let there be signing any agreement or any administrative work that we are currently doing. If we include blockchain, yes, I'm sure that blockchain will slow the things down in a longer run. And आप भी देख रहे हो कि मैं आपको बहुत सारे बैक एंड से चीजें करने के लिए मना कर रहा हूँ, तो अभी भी जरा स्लो हो चुका है, बट दिस विल हेल्प अस इन अ लॉन्गर रन. कस्टमर रिव्यूज, अगर हमको बताना है किसी को, देयर इज अ POC डन बाय वॉलमार्ट जहाँ से उन्होंने सारे कस्टमर रिव्यूज लिए और ब्लॉकचेन पे डाल दिए. एंड नाउ दे आर क्राइंग दैट नन ऑफ दीस कस्टमर रिव्यूज आई एम एबल टू डिलीट. व्हाट विल यू डू? वी हैव वेरीफाइड टेम्पर-प्रूफ कस्टमर रिव्यूज that will go on blockchain to ensure that these customer reviews will again be fed in the system in a larger picture, and उसको फिर एक credibility point of view से देखा जाए. ये तो customer reviews में कहीं से भी लेके आ सकता हूँ. How are they credible? So these are the plus points of including blockchain which we have already started, and that's it.
Thank you.
I think questions. Any questions?
सॉरी मैं बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ.
Please.
आपने हिसाब का बात किया और एक रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट का और डिलीवरी का. तो जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस आई डोंट नो, आई मे बी रॉन्ग. सो जो रिवॉर्ड पॉइंट का है और इवन डिलीवरी चार्जेस का है, दैट वी नीड टू एजुकेट देम. एंड कोई मेथड होना चाहिए कैलकुलेट करने का कि इफ अ कंज्यूमर इज एबल टू बाय दिस मच ऑफ valuation of goods, then he can go up to this much of reward. Similarly, if a consumer buys this much of goods, so he can spare up to this kilometer. So something like that. नहीं तो जो जिस retailer के साथ हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, which is good also. I several times I told Devarsi also and Ashu also that we are not shifting poverty, we are protecting MSMEs. So अगर उनको सही में करना है तो we should not as a app, but we should have some kind of manual or something like that which can help them in calculating these reward points and delivery charges.
तो सर उसमें मैंने एक्चुअली इसमें रोड मैप पे डाला नहीं है, बट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन समथिंग कॉल्ड कोच मार्क्स. कोच मार्क्स क्या होता है कि बहुत बार मर्चेंट को ट्रेन करना पॉसिबल नहीं होता. यू कांट गो टू ईच एंड एवरी मर्चेंट एंड ट्रेन. ही माइट गिव इट टू समवन एल्स. वर्ड ऑफ माउथ बहुत बड़ी चीज होती है इस मार्केट में. तो उसके लिए वी आर बिल्डिंग कोच मार्क्स. कोच मार्क्स में आपको ऐप में ही बहुत कुछ पता चल जाएगा कि ये कैसे यूज करना है. आपको रिकमेंडेशन आ जाएगी कि ये इसका व्हाट इज द वैल्यू, एज यू राइटली सेड. नॉट ओनली फॉर दैट, टू इवन ऐड थिंग्स टू कार्ट. आर यू श्योर यू वांट टू ऐड थिंग्स टू कार्ट? बिकॉज हम लोग ऑनलाइन पेमेंट इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं एंड दैट brings a lot of responsibility. We have to be sure and we have to give right information to our merchants. You're right. We are working on that. Coach marks will be live in another 45 days time.
और जहाँ तक ब्लॉकचेन है, ब्लॉक और वो कैमरा अगर आ गया तो बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा. ब्लॉकचेन अभी बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम ऑफ कंज्यूमर एज वेल एज यू नो द निश बायर्स इज दे डोंट नो वेदर यू नो दे आर बाइंग द ऑर्गेनिक द प्रोडक्ट विच दे आर बाइंग एज अ ऑर्गेनिक. सो वेदर इट इज ऑर्गेनिक और नॉट. इतना झोल है उसमें कि nobody knows. So that can solve a lot of problem for us.
Right.
I'm not a tech person, but I could understand what you presented was.
Okay.
So that was given to them that even just before starting the session, told them that don't include too much of technology, otherwise people will feel after the lunch more sleepy. So we try to scale down the language as far as possible and to make it a layman's language.
I always listen to you. I always listen to you.
Okay, Milind, very good presentation.
Thank you.
And you incorporated most of the things. I wanted to know 2-3 things, you know, holistically. Number one, that you mentioned that all the 19 codes in the country are
26.
integrated. Am I right? in
Yeah.
that way? Okay, that's great. Number two, that you also mentioned about the integration of the total payment system, integration of the payment system.
Yes, that is in the roadmap.
In the process. So I wanted to know, to understand the timelines. I think everybody would like to understand that also.
So for that,
I'll just give 2-3 questions, then you can reply in. Then video KYC and the product KYC, very good features, and it's going to be the game changer in time to come. I didn't. I think I missed it, or you didn't mention about the AI part. You know, because what is happening? Take example. Zomato says that in 10 minutes time the delivery will happen. So it's based on AI. In case I'm correct. So you would be having a lot of B2B customers or B2C customers also. You know the pattern of the demand. So that in case you are thinking in those lines, how exactly you are going to use that part with the help of some algo or something like that. So these are the limited questions from my side. Otherwise, very impactful presentation. I think 1.5 years organization, that sort of technology work, integration and back-end work which we people have done is fantastic. Very good.
thank you.
Sir, we are 1.5 years old, but the people here are more than 20 years in their industry. So they bring all that 20 years of experience into building this organization so fast, so quick, and the response time is also less, and the understanding of the people doing the work on either of the sides is good. so we are able to scale it at such a faster pace. So
Sanjay, in this room you have got more than 600 years of experience.
correct.
Sir, on the AI part which you mentioned rightly, I'd just like to bring it to, sir, during my stress I mentioned that we are now moving from shop now to what to buy. Okay, and then there is a matchmaking happening through
You
the AI.
told, but
It is.
he has to do that.
Yeah.
That was his indirect demand, okay?
No, it is already there.
It's already there in the roadmap, but
It is there in the
since
roadmap.
it doesn't have any visible layer to it, so I did not present it. But thanks for-
Rather within the UI, we have already
Yeah.
that UI which we are deploying right now.
yeah, we can add that.
Definitely, sir, we can add that because that UI is getting deployed. By when we are deploying that?
I think कुठला दिवस आहे? 28 8/28 का दिवस आहे.
So we will be deploying it this month itself. That is the first thing. The demand generation which is getting mapped through AI also linkages with
That
the
will be very easy.
and then we are doing a lending based
I think
AI
that will
also.
make his work easier.
Yeah.
So, sir, you will be able to better correlate when you see the digital platform, partners platform on the lending piece, which we have already built it around, and the workflows which we are building. So gradually the workflows which is now manually operated is getting into the AI build into this.
And sir, you asked second question that was on the timelines for
Integration.
payment integration. We are still working with Razorpay, and I can comment on it confidently in coming week. You know, how because we are having virtual accounts and through which also the payment will be good. So once that is done, we'll
It's related
Yeah.
thing because of which this payment integration is getting integrated. Otherwise, we go. Only thing is that certain restriction. Even this video KYC is one of the future requirement which is now getting integrated with all the banks. If you see, the individual savings accounts are now getting opened in few seconds just because video KYC has been allowed in that segment. But the current accounts still it has not come. RBI is also testing. But we are putting it as a way forward or a step forward towards our this thing, so that tomorrow anyone wants to, even our lending partners, if they want, okay, really we want to see, because the partners are located at one location and we are going to work at pan India level. So say someone in Assam wants a some kind of a lending or a financing. So if we have this video KYC, the confidence of the lender goes up, saying okay, these are not fictive, meaning just
Yeah, the genuine thing.
these are all genuine things, and
And the documentation and the entire thing also through OCR and
Yes.
other things we are doing. So you can see that live in the lending platform which we are, partners platform which we already have developed.
Great, great.
So that is-
One last question.
Sure.
You touched upon the analytics for the FPOs also.
Ji.
So how, I mean, in case you can.
So can you just put that slide? Sure.
Well, that's going to be quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir. So the product traceability and FP analytics is something we are planning really hard on. One minute.
you can just tell.
So analytics is not generated completely through the app. It is generated through the touch points. As you said, cameras are there, the other ancillaries are there. That will gather the data and it will be presented on the FPO dashboard. So FPO ka log hai. So right now, even on Ayekart business, we have a role called FPO. Somebody can register themselves as FPO and they can come on board. For them, they can link their farmers. So they say, I am a FPO and I have say 600 farmers under me. So I can link all those farmers and the data either FPO can add on or he can collect from farmers or it can be collected from touch points. All that data will come in a funnel and that will be shown as analytics like this. In a graphical representation.
Sir,
He can also
we are
download.
also trying to do in the next phase is through smart contracts, we are trying to do the contract farming or buyback agreements also. So along with that, we are also looking at how do we see virtually the entire imageries of that portion, that this is the crop that is getting across. So we are working on multiple things, including certain things on drone technology and robotics also, which we are not at all telling it here because it is a very, very long moonshot. So we don't want to just say that we are just going along on that way and everything. So it gives a different kind of impression. So we have cut down on multiple things on that side also. So we want to keep ourselves focused into that. But there is what we mentioned about focus on innovation and research, which we are trying to do a research and development, which we are not highlighting at this point of time beyond this one that we are doing across.
मिलिंद, अगर किसी को अपना ड्रिंक पार्टनर बनाना है ना, तो उसको पहले मुफ्त में दारू पिलानी पड़ेगी।
जी
जैसे किसी को अफीमची बनाना है, तो उसको अफीम चिटानी पड़ेगी।
एक्सपीरियंस है सर।
Like mine. You to get into that, how your business team will be in a position to just take it forward.
चाय में ही हुआ ना सर, अंग्रेज फ्री का पिलाया था, गरम
और ऊपर की बात
उसे जब वो
साथ की बात कर रहे हैं।
हाँ।
Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you.
Any other questions?
And commendable job. As Nirmalji said, it's in 1.5 years building such a vast set of features is a great thing. In fact, there is business which is growing and technology is also growing, which is a challenge. Good to see this CAB concept which you have brought. In fact, I've been telling DD that the process part is where you will start hitting a challenge, which is good that you're taking note of it. Few suggestions I had. One was, when you are getting into augmented reality, etc. On the merchant side, maybe you can look at voice-based interactions, right? Because just like in when you make a payment using Paytm or Google Pay, there is a message, the voice message that comes to merchant, which is very widely used. But looking at the kind of merchants that we have, it may be difficult for them to type or kind of use a mobile phone. So if you could look at bringing in voice-based interactions, it could kind of be a good intervention.
On the voice base, we already have voice based search. So we have done some POC there. We can expand that to.
So actually in our consumer and in our ISA web, so if you need to look at certain product, you can just do a search on voice base and it will search your products.
Yeah.
So we have already done that part of it. Now on that accounting piece of it, that type this number, we are working, but we are actually, this is a very small team.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
That
giving
is
you
some
future.
So we are just prioritizing the requirements.
Correct.
Because voice-based search, we have already done it. So voice thing that we can do, we know it is simply can be integrated once we get that demand from the
Correct.
field team.
No,
So
put it in your product backlog
Absolutely, I
and do
will.
it at a point in time when you have bandwidth, but that will definitely change the way interactions happen in machine. That's one. Other thing is the bidding, right? I don't know whether bidding for the
bidding we cannot do, we need a license.
price discovery using bidding.
No, bidding is something which we need a SEBI license, and that is the only reason we are holding on the bidding piece.
Okay.
So bidding is something in my mind, I can do a one-to-one, I cannot do a this. And that's the reason one-to-one, we call it negotiations. So bidding is
Yeah,
something
buyers-
that we
instead of
From the
using the
buyer's
word
side.
bidding, you can ask for.
you cannot make a multi-party negotiation.
Okay.
So multi-party negotiation is bidding.
Okay.
So then you go for a license, you have to go for a license, it is
There are a lot
mandatory.
of compliances also.
Yes, it is mandatory. Anything else? Alap, we just break for some time and club it with the team activities?
Yes.
जी सर।
प्राइस नेगोशिएशन वाला जो आपने बोला था फ्लो है, सपोज एक रिटेलर को कोई भी रिक्वायरमेंट है, XYZ सपोज पार्लेजी उसको उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्या उस प्राइस नेगोशिएशन में वो अपनी क्वांटिटी और प्राइस ब्रैकेट डाल सकता है रिटेलर को?
ये ऑलरेडी लाइव प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए जो प्रोडक्ट्स ऑलरेडी लाइव है, जो आप बोल रहे हो डिमांड वाला पार्ट है, वो भी हम लोग आपको दिखा देंगे, जिसमें वो प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल नहीं है, you can just put quantity and price.
मेरे को मेरी ये रिक्वायरमेंट है सो मच ऑफ क्वांटिटी।
Yeah, so that is part of demand.
तो जो सप्लायर्स है फॉर सम पर्टिकुलर
They will supply.
चला जाए कि हाँ ये रिक्वायरमेंट्स पर्टिकुलर इसका है।
That is it.
ब्रैकेट रखा है कि कहाँ पे प्राइस नेगोशिएट होगा। मैं वैसे ही डाल दूँ 5 रुपए वाला बिस्किट मुझे 4 में देगा क्या? होगा ये आगे।
नहीं वो क्वांटिटी डिसाइड करेगा।
नहीं वो रिटेलर इसमें प्राइस नेगोशिएशन में जा सकता है या नहीं, वो ऑप्शन भी रहेगा।
हाँ।
So this product is for negotiation or not, वो ऑप्शन रहेगा।
वो बैक एंड से
I mean, like certain MRP based product जो है जहाँ पे कोई प्राइस नेगोशिएशन पॉसिबिलिटीज ही नहीं है,
वहाँ पे नेगोशिएशन नहीं होगा।
बेसिकली दिस जो नेगोशिएशन फीस जो है वो आपके ग्रोसरी सेगमेंट में होता है, जैसे अपन सब्जी वाले के पास जाते हैं, गेहूं चावल लेने के लिए जाते हैं, these are all places where there is nothing like MRP.